Thank you, Kavya, for your introduction. And I would like to invite Pujya Gyanvatsaldas Swamiji for his lecture. And it is my indeed pleasure to introduce Pujya Gyanvatsaldas Swamiji. Gyanvatsaldas Swamiji is a motivational speaker, spiritual leader, and work as a social reformer and the saint at the BAPS Bochashan Vasi Akshar Purushottam Swaminarayan Sanstha. He has given the motivational speeches at the different seminars, different forums in the multiple countries, including India, New Zealand, Europe, Canada, United States, and England, and many more. He covers a wide range of niches such as stress, work-life balance, career, education, etiquettes, attitude, etc. So it is our indeed pleasure, and we all had heard him so many times. Now he has come up with some unique topic, that is lesson we learned from the COVID-19. So over to you, Pujya Gyanvatsal Swamiji.
श्री स्वामीनारायण भगवान की जय। अक्षर पुरुषोत्तम महाराज की जय। राधा कृष्ण देव की जय। सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज की जय। महंत स्वामी महाराज की जय। प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज शताब्दी महोत्सव की जय। With prostrations at the divine feet of Bhagwan Swaminarayan and my Guru Hari, Param Pujya Pramukh Swami Maharaj and Pragat Guru Hari, Param Pujya Mahant Swami Maharaj, my heartiest namaskar, greetings to all the organizers and the delegates of SwasthyaCON 2021, especially to the chairman, Dr. Mayur Patel, and of course, my good friend and the connecting link between us, Dr. Sushil Patel. Nice to be with all of you today, and especially when you are empowering diabetes care to have a good connect between medical care and spiritual wisdom, because both are equally important for the patient to be better, to live a better life in spite of having certain kind of diseases. So, well, the topic shared with me today is lessons that we learned from COVID-19. See, we all have gone through the worst times perhaps of our lives, the whole generation of ours. And we look at the pandemic with this intention, then we come to know that we all have suffered to some extent on personal front, family, social, professional fronts. But spiritual wisdom teaches us that if we constantly focus on the hurt, we will continue to suffer. But if we focus on the lessons learned, we will continue to grow. Choice is ours, where you want to focus, the hurt or the lessons. But make a good choice, make a wise choice. Then you stand a good chance for a great change in your life. So we are all focusing on the lessons that we learn. And the first important lesson that we learned from COVID-19 is something which is a real eye-opener, something that has given us a very good teaching of life. And that is, the first is, I need to take care of myself better. So we all took care of ourselves in the routine days, physically, mentally, emotionally. But now the corona pandemic has taught us to take care of ourselves hygiene-wise, health-wise, in a much better way. Pandemic made us health conscious, hygiene conscious, and that is the first important lesson that we learn. Again, I repeat, we have all suffered through, but we don't want to focus on the hurt. To grow, we want to focus on the lessons learned, making us more health and hygiene conscious. is one of the most important lessons. So they sometimes say on the social media that the best teacher award of the year 2020 goes to the corona pandemic because it taught us some of the best lessons of life, perhaps that were taught to us during our school days, but then we forgot it. But this was taught us in such a way, with a whip, that we will remember for the rest of our lives. So we need to be more careful about ourselves. We need to introspect where I need to make a small positive change so that I can become a better human being, a better fit in my society, a better family person. A small positive change, because nobody is perfect in this world. But we can all make small positive changes to suit our environments and to become a better part of the whole ecosystem. A small positive change, if you have made during this corona pandemic times, be it a habit, be it a small routine, be it a way of interaction, be it an expression of attitude, be it your working style, be it your manners and etiquettes, whatever, is going to help you in the longer run, help the surrounding in the longer run. Where can I make a small positive change to become a better fit? In 1996, our present Guru Hari Param Pujya Mahant Swami Maharaj and team of saints, they embarked on a world tour to visit the museums and meet the curators, because we were coming up with the Swaminarayan Akshardham monument and the whole campus at Gandhinagar in Gujarat. Many of you might have visited the campus. As part of their tour, they visited Stuttgart in Germany. After visiting a couple of museums, they visited the Mercedes manufacturing plant at Stuttgart. The PR guide was guiding the saints through. And throughout the manufacturing facility, he would again tell to the saints that this principal difference that we are trying to create with each and every model is that we look towards the safety of the person, that is the driver and the passengers. So whatever changes do we make is keeping this in our minds. So they said that in this version, we have made a small technical change, a very good one, a real positive one, that in case of an accident, a balloon sprouts out between the steering and the driver's chest and works as a cushion and can save the driver's life. Now, this is available today as a technology in many cars, but at that time in 1986 in Mercedes, it was a novelty. The saints were impressed, and one of our saints asked him a very simple question. That's who actually creates the accident, the car or the driver? And the PR guide was like, surprised. Swamiji, of course, it's the driver who creates the accident, not the car. The second question posed to him was, where do we really need to make a better change? The driver or the car? He said, of course, Swami, the driver. Our saint said, of course, we need to make changes in both the places. Technology needs to be upgraded every day. And technology is a lot helpful to the human beings, not just in its growth, but overall happiness of life. So definitely we need to improve the technology of the car every day. The saints told the PR guide of Mercedes. But at the same time, we need to improve the human beings as well. He should not drink and drive. He should not get lost into some emotional happenings of the past. He should not get zeroed in on the radio or the screen while driving and create a misjudgment, whatever the reason, but we need to make both the changes. And the saints, they just with a smile on their face said, let's see, you make the changes in the car and we make the changes in human beings. So a small positive change in yourself can make a big difference in your life, in the life of your surroundings. So the first lesson that we learned from COVID-19 is that where can I make a small positive change so that I can better fit my environment? I can better fit my ecosystem. This is the most important aspect of life. Second thing, The second lesson, life is uncertain and short. This is the second lesson of COVID-19. Life is uncertain. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We saw during this corona pandemic that even a 4-month-old child, he fought corona and won. On the other end, a 104-year-old man, he fought corona and won. Both of them had got once infected with corona, but they fought and won. And on the other side, we say that even 28, 30, and 35-year-old strong young man going to gym every day and well-built physique, they lost their battle against corona. So life is uncertain and short. This is just a 70 or 8-year game. And we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And today, as we see the new variant from UK, South Africa, whatever the place, spreading rapidly. And yesterday, you might have got the news that it has come to Gujarat as well. So definitely we pray and hope that the vaccines will work, and the top-notch companies who have produced vaccines, they're confident about their vaccine working against the new variant as well. But what I mean to say is life is uncertain and life is very short. So with this lesson, what you need to do practically, make the optimum use of your time first. I suggest a very good book for you all doctors, written by Kevin Cruz. I read it during this pandemic times. I did a couple of talks on that as well to professionals. And the title of the book is 15 Secrets That Successful People Know About Time Management. Wonderfully placed. So make the optimum use of your time, whether it's your profession, whether it's your family, whether it's your social circle, whether it's your leisure time, whether it's your hobby time, whether it's your exercise time, whatever. But make the optimum use of time. For that, I have designed a very good formula, which I normally talk to professionals. The 8+8+8 system. Of the 24 hours that you have in a day, you should well distribute the whole thing into 8+8+8. First 8 hours is your honest, ethical hard work in whichever profession you are. Second 8 hours is a good sleep or rest. Very much necessary. You know better than me as a doctor. Third 8 hours are very important. If you can understand and spend it well and wisely, you will win your life. And if you can't understand it well and don't spend it wisely, you may probably stand a chance to lose your life. And that you come to know at the age of 60, 65, and 70. The third 8 hours we teach 3F, 3H, and 3S. 3F is family, friends, and faith. 3H is health, hygiene, and hobby. And 3S is soul, service, and smile. In these 9 departments, your third 8 hours of the day should be spent, of course, into fragments. Again, I repeat, third 8 hours is 3F, 3H, and 3S. 3F is family, friends, faith. 3H is health, hygiene, hobby. And 3S is soul, service, and smile. So make the optimum use of time because life is uncertain and very short. Take out time for your family, for your friends, for their health, for your hygiene, so that you don't lose out on this front. Definitely, doctors have been demigods during these times of pandemic. And the way the medical fraternity has worked, I would say, as a citizen of the society, that we bow down to you. Excellent services. And stretching out beyond capabilities, they have served humanity. So from the innermost heart, as a small citizen of the society, but as a representative today, I think and we thank you all doctors for the way you have taken care of the patients during the pandemic. But during the normal times, profession is not everything in life. We need a balanced life. So during the normal times, when you are not in such an urgency and such a big need and such a pandemic time, we need to balance our lives into good 8+8+8 system. Try maximum to balance it, and then you live a complete satisfactory life. So second important lesson that we learned during COVID-19 is 8+8+8 system, and that is maximum use of time, that is optimum use of time, the best use of time, so that you can manage it well. You can do it well. The third important lesson that we learned during COVID-19 times was that the change is inevitable. You have to adapt yourself to the change. You have to adopt the change and adapt yourself to a change. Because changes do come at regular intervals in the society. And with the changes, everything changes. For example, as you say, when WhatsApp came in, SMS was like killed. So WhatsApp killed SMS. YouTube killed the DVD. Isn't it? Internet, it killed the library. Because now we don't go to the library. We simply just open up the net in our phones. Uber, it killed yellow cab. Wikipedia killed encyclopedia. Social media had a big impact on mainstream media. Google killed dictionary. And Netflix killed like cable TV. So change is inevitable. Jobs are temporary. Everything can change overnight, and everything seems to be changing overnight. So accept the change. Harvard University has put forward a wonderful definition of intelligence, the latest definition of intelligence after all its research. And that is flexibility to change is intelligence. The faster you can adjust to your environment, the faster you can adjust to the circumstances, the faster you can adjust to the happenings, you are intelligent. So accept the change, walk with the change, so as to survive well. As you all, I'm also a student of science. I've done my engineering. I did get my admissions in medical colleges at MP Shah, Jamnagar, at Pramukh Sai Medical College in Karamsad. But I opted for engineering because I wanted to go for my public exams. But Pramukh Sai Maharaj asked me to become a saint. That was in the year 1989. And so since like last more than about 30 years as a saint, I'm so very happy to serve the society. But I would say that we need to adapt a good change in our life at the right time, not just to be better at our profession, but as I said earlier, to become a much better human being. So intelligence is this, the flexibility to change at the right time, and you can do it better. The fourth important aspect that we learned during this pandemic times is that human relations matter more than your intelligence, experience, talents, and know-hows. Those people who lost their jobs, doctor fraternity, of course not. But then in many other spheres, people lost their jobs, but most of them got it. Those who got it back, most of them were because of the good human relations they had with their bosses or with some other people and better social connectivity. It is well said that you take care of your people and the people will take care of your work. So coronavirus taught us that we need to connect with our people more. We need to be more friends with people. We need to be more socially connected to survive, to sustain during such times. And it has been experimentally and clinically proved that more the social sphere, more the social connectivity, it betters your health. Especially it can fight loneliness during the old age times, or when your spouse has left you that means he or she has passed away. At that time, when your children are away abroad and you're alone in your house, only a good social circle and a good habit of reading can survive and sustain you. So better connectivity, better results. More of human relations, more success in your work. This we saw in the life of Pramukh Swami Maharaj, our Guru, the creator of Swaminarayan Akshardham at Gandhinagar and Delhi. And now we are coming up with the blessings of Pramukh Swami Maharaj, and today with the blessings of Mahan Swami Maharaj, the 265-acre Akshardham campus at Robbinsville in New Jersey. It would be an ideal presentation of Indian culture and tradition in the West. Such campuses are coming up at Johannesburg in South Africa, at Sydney in Australia. And of course, you might have heard that in the news just last year that the Sheikh of Abu Dhabi, His Royal Highness Sheikh Zayed, he gifted the BAPS Swami ancestors the 27 acres of land on the Dubai Abu Dhabi Expressway to come up with such a beautiful cultural and traditional presentation, a wonderful monument and exhibitions and everything. It will be the first of its kind in the Middle East. Pramukh Swami Maharaj, he created 1,400 institutions for social service, which includes hospitals, hostels, schools, colleges, Sanskar Dhams, Sanskar Kendras, Mandirs, Akshardhams. Pramukh Swami Maharaj traveled to more than 18,000 villages and towns in 60 countries of the world. He personally visited more than 3.5 lakh homes, factories, offices, and shops. He read and answered, answered more than 7.5 lakh letters in his lifetime, at an unbelievable average of reading and answering more than 70 letters a day without a Sunday for 45 years. Unimaginable hard work. But imagine a person who could come up with 1,400 institutions during his lifetime. This is mind-boggling. Beyond the can of human intelligence. In the span of 45 years, somebody gifting 1,400 institutions to society, what does that mean? If you break down that statistics, your mind will blow off. So every 15th day, that is every second week, Pramukh Swami Maharaj for 45 years, continuously, every 15th day, Pramukh Swami Maharaj purchased the land, got it legally cleared from the local government bodies, sitting with the trustees and the local followers of the organization, deciding upon what to come up with: hospital, hostel, school, college, Sanskar Kendra, community hall, whatever. Plans designed, plans passed in the local government authorities, funds raised, most important thing. The groundbreaking ceremony performed, construction started after the tenders dished out and tenders accepted. The 3, 5, 7-story building constructed, 3 or 5 people, honorary, full-time, dedicated volunteers needed to run the institute decided upon. Other staff, paid staff decided upon. And the opening ceremony performed and the institute put in the service of society. Every 15th day, Pramukh Swami did this for 45 years. Imagine if you have to start a second hospital. Imagine if you have to start a third hospital. Imagine if you are responsible and starting the 4th hospital. Anybody would go mad and crazy. And Pramukh Swami Maharaj sincerely and very, very successfully administered and managed all these 1,400 institutions. At the same time, he initiated more than 1,100 young educated youths into sainthood like us. And of the today more than 1,100 saints in the organization, more than 150 of them are born American and British citizens. More than 750 are graduates, postgraduates, chartered accountants, and doctors. I'm very happy to put forward to you today that we have many saints who are medical graduates and postgraduates. The main Mahant saint of our BAPS Swaminarayan temple in London, Pujya Gyanvatsaldas Swami, is an MS from London. And he took Diksha with us in 1992. So since last 28 years, he's a saint. And since last more than 20 years, he's there in London, taking care of our all London, that is England and Europe activities. Pramukh Swami Maharaj was just 5th standard pass from a very ordinary village, Chansad near Vadodara. How can such a person do a work of this scale, carry out activities to this magnanimity? We, under the aegis of BAPS Swaminarayan Sanstha, do 162 different kinds of social, medical, environmental, cultural, educational, moral, and spiritual activities worldwide. We have got a permanent seat in the United Nations as an NGO. We are among the top 10 NGOs of the world. That Pramukh Swami Maharaj could connect with people well. Pramukh Swami Maharaj could teach them moralities and spiritualities in their practical life. Pramukh Swami Maharaj was successful in making these folks understand the basic purpose of human life and devote themselves, a part of them, towards selfless social services. That was Pramukh Swami's mission. And he could do this. And that is why he single-handedly to recreated BAPS to this levels. What I mean to say, that such great personalities, I have read more than like 400 biographies and autobiographies from Mahatma Gandhi to Sardar Patel to Pramukh Swami Maharaj to Nelson Mandela to Abraham Lincoln, everybody. These people who created a big change in the society had the one strong element in them, and that was they had a very good emotional connect with people. They had a huge social sphere, and they could put an impact in the hearts and minds of people of the philosophy and the belief that they possessed in the right way for their and society's benefit and betterment. From their lives, and even from our experiences of the pandemic, one thing is very clear: the more you are socially connected, more you will be better off during these times. So respect people, love people, take care of the people, be a better fit in your surrounding, and it will help you a lot. And this pandemic taught us that even the smallest person you know becomes at times the most important for you. Today, in this pandemic times, when many of the maids could not come to our houses, that is your houses, you understand the importance of her, that how was she very important in the house, even an ordinary paid maid. So each and every person, each and every human being has dignity. Each and every human being's work has dignity. It depends upon the times, very much upon the times. For example, if you are a doctor, within the premises of the hospital, and especially inside the operation theater, you are of great value. On the other hand, if there is a financial mess of your incomes, the person who can guide you out, a good financial guide, or a good financial professional in that phase of your life is more important to you. So depending upon the spheres and platforms, people are important. So respect all people. Love all people. And that is what the pandemic has taught us. That we need to take care of people. And with that, we make ourselves much better human beings. The fifth aspect that Corona taught us is health is our most important wealth. God has given us so much of oxygen free. But when people are put on ventilators, they are gasping for oxygen. Health is more important than wealth. Many millionaires passed away gasping for oxygen. Even billionaires, they passed away. Political leaders, they passed away. In India, we had big political leaders passing away due to coronavirus. Even in America, a congressman from Louisiana, he passed away just 2 days back because of corona, a young man of 41. Many ex-presidents and prime ministers passed away because of corona, gasping for oxygen. So don't lose your health just because you want to have a more professional outlook, just because you want to get recognized by your work. No. Work is important. Health is more important. The moment, now listen these words of mine very carefully. The moment you find that your work is taking a toll on your health, stop. Stop at that place. Again, I repeat, the moment you find that work is taking a toll on your health, and one more step added to it, work is taking a toll on your family life, stop there. No more money wanted if you are quite well equipped with it to be rest assured for the rest of your life. Your health is very important. Because if you have millions and millions of dollars and if you lose out on health and spending your time in one room and on bed half the day, what is the use of those millions? So as I said, 8+8+8 system, where I included health very much. At least find half an hour for yourself to maintain your health. So health is our greatest wealth and we must take care of it. So that is a very important lesson that we learned during the times of Corona, because we saw that some of the healthy people, they passed away. It happens during the times of pandemic, but what I mean to say that health is our greatest wealth. Another important lesson that we learned during the pandemic times is that family is the primary source of happiness. The ultimate source of happiness. Many of you might have spent such good amount of time with your family after quite a long time, or perhaps for the first time in your life. And many of the spouses, when interviewed, they said that we actually got together for so long a time and spending the whole day with each other. Perhaps first time after marriage in 18 years, 20 years, 25 years. But then everybody realized that family is the primary source of happiness. Just about a few years back, Harvard University conducted a survey in more than like about 110 countries of the world, on all the 5 continents, and about 100,000 families surveyed. The principal point of survey was the volunteers used to ask these families, what according to you is the greatest joy upon this earth? And you'll be surprised to know that more than 67% of the respondents, they say that spending quality and quantity time with your near and dear ones, whom you love and respect, who loves you and respects you, is the greatest joy upon this earth. We all got the joy during this pandemic times. Though we were a bit tensed about the prevailing circumstances, but well, within the 4 walls of our house, everybody enjoyed family time. They discussed a lot about their children's future. They came to know a lot more about the hobbies, likes and dislikes of their family members. Many of them got to serve their old aged parents, their grandparents, and spend time with them and giving them much satisfaction of life towards the end of their life, that my children and my grandchildren spent a lot of time with me. You had time to connect with your old friends, with your alumni at school or college, and that was a wonderful time spent. And in that, let me tell you, definitely family is the primary source and the ultimate source of happiness. But everybody learned one thing, that outside the door of your house, you may be a doctor, but within the doors of your house, you are one of those family members. Everybody learned that in a family, everybody is important in their respective way in creating joy and happiness in the family. Everybody came to know that even a 6-month-old baby is equally important for joy and happiness in the family. Because if you come back to your home in the evening after a long, hard day, and opening the door and you find your little 1-year-old baby smiling or laughing at you, you get distressed within seconds, just at that innocent smile. You came to know about the importance and about the glory, I would say, of your better half as well if she's a full-time housemaker. The amount of stress that she goes on, managing times of everybody. I tell you, I also give you a website, salary.com in Boston, where they conducted a survey that if the full-time housemakers at home, that is the wives, if they were supposed to be paid, what would be their salaries? They took into consideration some of the important aspects that perhaps goes unknown in our routine life and day-to-day life. That she has to adjust her time according to the times of her husband and parents and children, their school times, tuition times. She has to take care of the homework of children. She has to take care of the staff, that is the cook or the driver or the maid. Their salary is this, that, if they go away finding a new one. She has also to maintain the homely relations, social relations of the families with other families and other relatives and friends. So she's always on the toe and always thinking. She doesn't have an option. The male working out has an option of working at the office and coming back home. She's a full-time housemaker and she takes care of the house and the family. Salary.com, when they conducted the survey and compared the salaries of other jobs that women do, like principal of a school, teacher, nurse, doctor, even engineer, even we have CEOs of multinational companies. They said that if a full-time housemaker has to be given a salary, it should be around 117,000 USD. That is 1,17,000 US dollars. That means touching 1 crore rupees per year. And during our homestay, during the pandemic times, everybody came to know that, yes, this is right. So Pramukh Swami Maharaj often used to say that we must always find time to sit with our family. Pramukh Swami Maharaj used to say that twice a week, all the family members must come together to do Ghar Sabha. What is that Ghar Sabha? All the family members, they come together. Then a 25-minute special spiritual session. You family members, you come together for TV show, you come together for family dinners, it's fine, it's good. But for a spiritual session twice a week, first 5 minutes chanting the holy name of God, and then 10 minutes reading of a good scripture like the Mahabharata, Ramayana, or Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and then 5 minutes of exchange with each other, what they liked, what they found useful in life, and then sharing the day's experience for another 5-10 minutes, and then you part out and retire for the day. Pramukh Swami used to call this Ghar Sabha. It has come out of the nectar wisdom of his and the experience of the society, because he personally counseled more than 4 million people during his lifetime. So he said that by Ghar Sabha, peace will prevail in your family, and therefore peace in the society, peace in the nation, and peace all around the world. You try it out this, and you will enjoy a spiritual connect between your family members. Because now science has increasingly proved, I don't need to tell you, but you might be knowing that science has increasingly proved that chanting the holy name of God regularly, or doing prayers to God regularly, hearing the scriptures, or Sant Samagam, everything has physical, mental, emotional benefits to you. Like Dr. H.G. Coing and Dr. Andrew Newberg at the University of Pennsylvania and the University of Philadelphia, they conducted an experiment on 4,000 people. And they developed special psychoneuro-softwares for it. And before they were asked to chant the holy name, the special psychoneuro-softwares, they did the mind mapping and MRIs of these people. And then for 12 minutes, chanting the holy name, repeated the experiment a few times. They were sent back home to do it regularly for another few weeks, 8 weeks every day. And then they again were called back, again 3, 4, 5 times experimented. And then while chanting the holy name, they were wired to the psychoneuro softwares, and the end results, they found out that when a person, both these doctors, Dr. Andrew Newberg and Dr. H.G. Coing, that when a person develops a habit of chanting the holy name of God every day, they put the conclusion report that they found that there was about 15 to 20% increase in the memory power in children, about 15 to 20% increase in confidence and willpower in teenagers and youngsters, a good 15 to 25% increase in the capacity to absorb shocks of life in middle-aged people between 30 and 60. And 60 and 60 plus, that is retired and old age people, they found it was a good 15 to 25% increase in the strength of their immunity system. So they came to a conclusion that chanting the holy name of God for just 12 minutes every day and making it a good habit can increase your memory power, can increase your willpower, can increase your confidence level, can increase your capacity to absorb shocks of life, can increase the strength of your immune system. Highly beneficial, hugely advantageous. So everything that is written in the scriptures by the great seers and seekers of India is absolutely scientifically true. Much of it has been proved by science. Much of it is on the path of being proved by science, and much of it will be proved by science. To the letter, everything of the scriptures is right. This advantage of understanding it rightly, people got during this pandemic time. So, big lesson learned that spirituality should be a way of life that we learned during the pandemic. I tell you, many of my friends who were studying with me in college now settled in the US or other parts of our country here in India. And we used to talk and connect during this last 8 months. Many of them turned a bit more spiritual during these times. And I would say the scientific fraternity would be the first to turn spiritual because they came to know that even a small virus can wipe out human populations from upon this earth. The whole scientific fraternity was brought to their knees by a small invisible virus. It was invisible, but it was invincible. Isn't it? The whole medical fraternity was helter-skelter, what to do when in the initial months. There are hundreds of such viruses in animals, in birds, maybe in environments, that each and every of this virus possesses the capacity to wipe out the entire human population upon this earth. So the last lesson from this, I would like to say that we learn is everybody's ego was shattered. Everybody's ego was shattered. Whoever would say I'm educated, I'm learned, I'm intelligent. No, seal yourself inside your house. Work from home. Human being is the greatest creation of God. So it is not the virus who is going to win. It is the human beings. We are going to win. And the good news that we got that the AstraZeneca Oxford vaccine prepared at Serum Institute, and we know it as Covishield, has been given approval by the experts panel of the government of India. And just yesterday, we got the news that even the Hyderabad vaccine, that is Bharat Biotech vaccine also has been approved by the experts panel. Now we are waiting for the nod from the government to start the vaccination programs. And I think in the couple of weeks or 3 weeks from now, it will start for the medical fraternity, for the doctors, for the frontline workers, for the defense forces, thereafter for the government employees, and then for the masses. So it is ultimately the human being who is going to win. Science is going to win over the virus, not the virus, but that is with the grace of God. That is with the grace of God. If we say, no, everything is science, we came to know about it, what happened to science in front of this virus and what's happening at the moment. And as I said, there are hundreds of such viruses. So man must put aside his ego, that even a small invisible virus can crush anybody's ego and crush it well. So no need to keep ego. We are humble servants upon this earth. We need to behave, walk, talk like a humble citizen, carry out our duties humbly, and live a humble, straightforward 78-year life. Because nobody knows tomorrow. Science can elongate your life a bit, but only spirituality can deepen it. And birth and death is not in the hands of science. It is in the hands of God. So with this, Everybody has come to know that we need to be humble. We need to be straightforward human beings. So the lesson is we need God for our survival. The clear, loud word is we need God for our survival, for our existence upon this earth. And so many people turn towards God, many people turn towards spirituality to find solace during these times, to find some peace and happiness during these times. So these are the few lessons that we learn from Corona pandemic. Pramukh Swami Maharaj quite often used to say, and our present Guru Hari Mahan Swami Maharaj also says, that spirituality should be a way of life. And I quite often, during my talks to professionals, I tell them that the principal aim of a human life is be a smart professional, at the same time, be a great human being as well. For a smart professional, you need academics, talents, intelligence, and experience. For a great human being, you need values, virtues, sanskars, moralities, religiosity, and spirituality. Be a good combination of both. So these are a few 7-8 lessons that we learned during the times of pandemic. Again, I say, we are very much indebted to the medical fraternity for the way they took care of us, the citizens in the society. So I take this occasion and this platform of SwasthyaCON to thank on behalf of all the citizens, the medical fraternity, and we bow down to you. And these are the lessons that we have learned. Again, my many prayers for all of you, your family, that more and more you take care of the society. We pray for your good health and your long life, that you serve the society better. And I pray at the divine feet of Bhagavan Swaminarayan, my Guru Pramukh Swami Maharaj and Guru Hari Mahan Swami Maharaj, that they bless us all with a wonderful human life. My best wishes for all the programs of SwasthyaCON 2021. Again, I congratulate and extend my best wishes to Dr. Mayur Patel, the chairman, Dr. Sushil Patel, and all the organizing members of SwasthyaCON. Thank you very much, and Jai Swaminarayan.